Hey guys, can you hear me? I have PJ's Journey with me tonight from Lighting the Way Home for the Vanished. Let me say hello to everybody. I hope my notifications went out last time. I got a lot of messages saying they didn't. So, hello, Kat, Tanya, Chris, and Grandma Sherry, Lance. Okay, I'm going to unmute. Oh, no, she's already unmuted. Hey, Nico. Everybody say hello to PJ.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Nick. Hi, Cat Lover. Hi, Chris. Hi, Grandma. Hi, Lance. I was trying to say everybody.
So she is going to be discussing the Connecticut River Valley Killer. And I don't know anything about this case. So it's going to be interesting for me, too. We were talking a little bit backstage, but I was really chatty. And we basically just talked about how we both came to YouTube. And we just chatted, really. We didn't get to talk too much about the case. So she's going to be telling us all about that. And there's a bunch of other lives going on, but also notifications aren't working, but we're hoping some more people will come. But either way, we've got some lovely people here tonight. So PJ, I'm going to give the floor to you. And I do want to thank Chris because he sent PJ to me. Hey, David, how are you?
Nope, I'm trying to. Hi. Hey, David. Hey, Kaleidoscope. Hey, Nick. All right. I guess I'll get started here.
Taffy.
Ooh.
And from here on out, I won't interrupt you. I'll just type in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and mute.
Okay. Hey,
Okay.
Taffy. You're fine. It's your show if you want to intro. All right. So I'm going to get started on the Connecticut River Valley Killer. I always like to say it backwards. This killer seems to come up a little bit often because of a lot of the vanishings that do happen around in New England. And he started to do his killings around like 1978 to 1987. And the areas that he started in were surrounding Claremont, New Hampshire, which is close to Vermont. So the serial killer has been suspected to have killed at least 7 women. One of the biggest hurdles in investigating serial murders is, hold on, I wrote this all down and I have to blow it up a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, let me start. Serial killers is suspected to have at least killed 7 women. One of the biggest hurdles in investigating serial murder is finding enough evidence to connect each separate case. And you're going to notice a pattern when I do tell you about the victims in this case.
PJ, I'm sorry to interrupt, but do you need to share anything?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
Okay, and you might have to direct me on. It's been so long since I've done this with somebody on panel and sharing, so just let me know.
Okay. Thank you. Separate case to each other. But this was not as much a problem with this case. This first two sets of remains to be found were found months apart, but only 1,000 feet from each other, and both killed by stab wounds. Cause of death was not easy to determine because of the state of decomposition, though between when when those bodies two bodies were found, another woman was found stabbed to death in her own home. And then another set of remains were found with stab wounds being the cause of death. These events coincided in a very narrow timeline, which was enough for investigators to connect the cases and even look further back and notice that two other stabbing cases could also have a connection. The first two women killed were Kathy Millison, she was 27 years old, and Mary Critchley, who's 37. And these were the victims who police only connected to this killer after they decided to look further back into the past stabbings. Millison was in the area taking pictures of wildlife when she was killed. And when her body was found, she had suffered 29 stab wounds. 3 years later, Critchley disappeared after last being seen hitchhiking along Interstate 91. The next several killings were done under very similar circumstances, except for that of Linda Moore, 36. She lived near Interstate 91, where Critchley was abducted from. But she was not outside alone, but in her own home when she was attacked. This case was also significant because it had witnesses who described seeing a sticky, dark-haired man with a blue bag near the home on the day Moore was killed. Enough information was gathered to draw a composite sketch, which was a very promising lead. I'm going to try to see if I can request for the sketch to be shared. Let me see if I do this right. It's been a long time for me too, so.
Okay, I think I have to do something. Do I have to do something on my end?
I think you just have to accept.
Oh, there we go. Wow, that's easy.
So that's the sketch of what they came out with for the killer. Hold on, let me get back. And then if I scroll up, hold on. That way you guys can get an idea of what the victims did look like. I don't want to zoom in too much. Can they see it? It's hard to see because they're older pictures that they had. They didn't have really good pictures.
Yeah, they didn't.
So this is like the best article that I could find on it.
Oh, there you go. I think, can you guys see that? Okay.
Okay. All right. So this case intensifies even more in 1988 when Jane Borowski was attacked near a clothes store. She was stabbed 27 times before the man drove away, but she managed to get away, get into her car, and get to her friend's house, where she again saw her attacker, who had followed her. When people came to help her, he drove away, but she was able to both give a description of him and the first few characters of his license plate. This was apparently enough to scare the killer because there were no more attacks in the area after that. But the police were also unable to find the man. The case has gone cold since then, and now new information has been found. And no new information has been found. Sorry, I'm tongue-tied and twisted. But many wonder if the killer really stopped or if they moved to a new location to kill even more women. All right, so that's like a little bit like a description of the case and what he did and such. And for the victims, it sounds so weird when I'm like the victims. All right. I got to bring up all my notes here. So, oh, a sleuth mom. Hi, sleuth mom. So to describe the victims, the first one was Kathy Millison, and she was 28 years old. Kathy Millison, she was murdered on the afternoon of October 24th. She left work and went to the Chandler Brook wetland. She had planned on taking pictures of birds. She never returned home that night. When she didn't show up for work the next morning, her coworkers reported her missing. Shortly after the report came in, Kathy's body was discovered just yards away from where she'd been taking photographs. The day before, she had been stabbed over 20 times, some reports saying at least 29 times in the neck and abdomen. The second victim, which would be her, and a lot of the victims were like nursing students or nurses. I don't know why these aren't saying that. Mary Elizabeth Crinchley, almost 3 years later in Massachusetts, a case that is now thought to be tied to this series unfolded. 37-year-old Mary Elizabeth Crinchley was a student at the University of Vermont. She'd been in the Boston area in July of 1981 for a dentist appointment. On July 25th, she decided to hitchhike home to Vermont. A passerby saw her near exit 13 off of the Massachusetts Turnpike near Framingham. When she didn't return home to Waterbury, her family reported her missing. Just over 2 weeks later, Mary Elizabeth's body was discovered off Unity Stage Road in Unity, New Hampshire. Woodcutters came across her remains on August 9th. Her cause of death could not be determined. Bernice Courtmench, her name's hard to say. It would be nearly 3 years again before more victims were added to the series. If it is a series. 17-year-old Bernice was a nurse's aide in Claremont, New Hampshire. On May 30th, 1984, Bernice was seen hitchhiking in West Claremont around 3:30 p.m. She was reported missing when she never made it home that day. On April 19th, 1986, Bernice's remains were located. Her body was in Newport, New Hampshire, just off Cathole Hill Road. Bernice had been stabbed, and during the murder, her throat got split. The next one is Ellen Fried. She was a 26-year-old nurse, and this happened on July 22nd, 1984. She had stopped to use a payphone in Claremont, New Hampshire. She called her sister, and the two talked for nearly an hour. On the call, Ellen was spooked by a car that kept driving by. Before she left the parking lot of the convenience store, Ellen asked her sister to hold on for a minute. She wanted to make sure her car would still start. Ellen started her car and then came back to the phone. She told her sister goodbye and hung up. It was the last time anyone spoke to Ellen. On September 19th, 1985, hikers near Sugar River discovered the remains of Ellen Fried. After 2 years in the elements, a cause of death wasn't able to be determined, but according to the New Hampshire Cold Case Unit, part of the remnants of the attack were visible. They said the circumstance of her disappearance and the findings at the scene were consistent with Ellen having been sexually assaulted before her death. Eva Morse, 27-year-old single mom. She worked in Charleston, New Hampshire. She didn't have much money and normally hitchhiked to and from work. On July 10th, 1985, she began walking toward Route 12 after work, then began hitchhiking towards Claremont. Once she was closer to the route, it was the last time Eva was seen. It would take until April 1986 before Eva's body would be discovered. A logger was working in West Unity, New Hampshire, not far from where Mary Elizabeth Critchley was discovered in 1981. Just 500 feet from where Mary Elizabeth's body was and Eva Morse's remains were discovered. According to reports, she was also stabbed and her throat was split. The murders of Linda Moore and Barbara Agnew and the attack of Jane Borowski. That's what I'm reading about next. Is everybody okay? Here okay, everything? I get into these stories and I don't pay attention.
Yes. You're doing just fine.
Okay. So on April 15th, 1986, neighbors saw 36-year-old Linda Moore outside in her lawn chair at 11:45 a.m. at her home on Tidd's Corner. Linda's husband, Stephen, called the house at 12:40 p.m. The two spoke. Then a neighbor saw her again in her lawn chair at 2 p.m. Stephen tried to call Linda back a little later, but she didn't answer. By 3 p.m., Linda still hadn't answered the phone or called back. Stephen went to the house to check on her. When he came into the house, he saw Linda face down on the living room rug. She had been stabbed 25 times. We don't know the exact location of the injuries, but we know that time of death was set sometime between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m., mainly based on the witness accounts and the time Stephen arrived home. Stephen told the Brattleboro Reformer the house was in order, saying, "It's strange. There's not a thing out of place in the house. It was like nothing happened." Investigators searched the residence. No murder weapon was located. A roadblock was set up a half a mile from the house. Drivers were stopped to see if they witnessed anything in the area. One witness said he noticed a man in the Moore's driveway. That witness said the man was between the ages of 20 and 25. He was wearing glasses and had a backpack. The man wasn't located. Next is Barbara Agnew. She was 39 years old, a registered nurse. Barbara Agnew went skiing on Stratton Mountain on January 10th, 1987. She had dinner with friends and then went home to Norwich around 10 p.m. Despite a major snowstorm in the area, on her route home, Barbara's green BMW ended up parked in a rest area off of I-91 near White River Junction, just 10 miles from her home. It was parked perpendicular to the curb. Barbara was supposed to pick up her son from her ex-husband, Kenneth, on the 14th. She didn't show up. Kenneth reported her missing, insisting she wouldn't voluntarily disappear. Later on the 14th, Barbara's blood-stained jacket, vest, and sweater in the dumpster of the rest area. Law enforcement was able to locate Barbara's car in the tow yard. Blood was discovered in the front and back seats. Nearly 3 months later, Barbara's body was found discovered on March 28, 1987. Hikers were near Advent Hill Road in Heartland, Vermont. Her body was frozen under an apple tree on the banks of a stream. It was under 12 miles away from the rest area and 90 feet off a dirt road. Barbara had been stabbed in the neck and stomach. Based on the evidence found, investigators believed Barbara was kidnapped from the rest area. It was believed she was killed where her remains were recovered. According to one of the witnesses, Barbara's body was atop a large pool of blood in the snow. And then the last victim is Jane Borowski. She's 22 years old. She spent August 5th at the Cheshire County Fair. She was 7 months pregnant at the time. On her way home, she became thirsty. She stopped around 12:30 a.m. at a store on Route 10 in West Swansea, about 4 miles from the fair. The store was closed, but they had vending machines outside. While at the vending machines, a man in a golden brown Jeep Wagoneer pulled up behind her. The man followed her across the parking lot. Jane got in her car. As she sat in the driver's seat, the man walked up to the vehicle. He asked if the payphone worked. According to a description of the man, he looked normal, but after the questions, he began a conversation that was anything but normal. He told Jane he beat up his girlfriend, then he grabbed her and pulled her out of the car. The offender stabbed her 27 times. The wounds were to her neck, chest, and abdomen. She and her child survived. A sketch was rendered of the suspect, which I showed you. And that's what they have so far with his killings. Oh. But she did survive, which is good because she was pregnant and the baby survived.
And so, I don't know if you're done,
Yeah.
but okay. So, you said the man looked normal. And a lot of times these killers do, don't they?
Yeah, like the like abusers, like they're normal at first and then they look psycho.
Yeah. I mean, they come across normal, they look normal, you would never think. I mean, how many times, do these sort of things happen, and then you see their neighbors on the news being interviewed, and they're like, oh, he was a nice guy, he was, or uh, parents of that have hurt their children seriously or killed them, and oh, well, they were just a normal family, we would have never suspected, or
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people say that about a lot of the murderers out there. Oh, he was a sweetheart. He would do this for you, that for you. And then bodies are found in his basement.
right. Anybody have questions? Kat said she ID'd who it was. I don't know if that's a question or a statement.
Is the man who is dead? They also suspect he killed his wife. I'll tell you. Oh, I'll tell you. Facebook Messenger. They're keeping a secret.
Sleuth Mom says malignant narcissist always seems sweet at first. Yep.
So true.
Oh, Kat says no, she did.
Oh, she did? I think she described what he looked like and stuff. They thought it was the killer was two people, but they never got full evidence on who he actually was. But there was suspicions. Like there's two suspects. I'm trying to let me see if I can find.
But they've never made an arrest.
Yeah.
And I was telling PJ backstage, like, this was in the 80s.
Yeah.
And this is 2022. And, you see these stories on Dateline or 2020. And unless of course, probably the cops that were working then, they're probably retired. So this probably isn't the case. But I said, unless there was that one detective that, his heart was really in the case and just couldn't walk away, and still actively working on it. But that's probably not the case because more than likely they're retired. So then there's the case of a new detective coming in, and they see this case, and their eyes and their mind and their heart is on that case, and they keep working it. And some way, somehow, they get it solved.
I'm just trying to see if I can pull up their names. The suspects. I know. I'll check. Me and Chris were just talking about this the other night. So I'll check me and his messenger.
I don't know. Was there? Nick says no DNA, but I don't know because PJ said maybe with the new technology and stuff backstage.
Well, you got to think a few of these, a few of the victims were found 3 years after, 2 years after, 3 months after, and a lot of them were outside in bad weather and such. So it was very hard to determine even their death.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can determine DNA, but who knows, because they pull off DNA off of a lot of things that you wouldn't think of.
No, Sleuth Mom, they have not. They haven't. And he, depending on his age, he may not be alive.
Right. And I do, like I was telling you when we were talking, I do kind of compare this to the Maura Murray vanishing, just because she was a nursing student. It was off of the highway. It was in New Hampshire. She was looking to go to Vermont, and a lot of this happened close to Vermont. So, because Claremont is like 15 minutes away from Vermont. So, and that's where Mora was trying to go.
Yeah.
And a lot of his victims were nurses or nurses aide or something to do with the medical field. I'm just trying to find. Hold on. I should have pulled this up earlier. Wasn't thinking.
Um, my mom just texted me. She says, "Guess what's on 2020? The Murdaugh murders."
Oh, jeez.
Which I haven't even followed that really. I've just seen it. So let's see. Lance says, "Who has the tenacity and the time to cross-reference missing a person's case to this killer's MO from the area and years?"
I
Yeah.
do because I have no life. No, just kidding.
And Chris, I don't know how Chris does it, but
Right.
gosh, he does several cases at the same time. Chris says, "I think Michael is a strong potential suspect." Kat says, "Michael
Yes,
Nicolio
that's the name.
is
That's the
who she
name.
said it was and ID'd."
You think he could have been meeting him at the hospitals? Yeah, I know, but he met them when they were like hitchhiking or making phone calls. But one of them, the near to the last one, was the rare one when he went into the house.
Hey, Shanda. Hi,
Hi,
Aaron.
Shanda.
Is this the same time frame and the New Bedford Highway Killer?
I'm not sure, and I was actually looking into the New Bedford Highway Killer and the Fall River killings as well.
Yeah. See, I didn't even know about this case until Chris sent PJ my way.
Yeah,
It's interesting and very,
it
very sad,
is.
of course. Hi, Doris. Haven't seen you for a long time. Lisa says, "Let me get over here to StreamYard so I can tag these comments." I usually watch it on YouTube, so let me see. Lisa says, "I just found out my great granddaughter house of 45 years was later home for killer." I got an echo all of a sudden. For killer, inspiration of Hannibal Lecter. My aunt said she and her friend used to go there for Bible study with grandma. Wow. Wow.
Hi, it's me.
Hi, it's me. That's like EAR. Oh, East East Area Rapist and Golden State Killer was the same person all the time, and they thought there were more than one. Yep.
Yeah, it's funny because my second oldest, she's into like she's 17. She's into like we like talk about all these all these things, and I like the car. If people ever heard our conversations,
Yeah.
but
What?
but it is pretty. The Connecticut killer is pretty complicated. Just because they haven't found, I'm just surprised they haven't found any type of DNA or anything, or any sign of who it could be.
Yeah, it does seem very complicated. It does. And yeah, mine too, cat lover. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if this, let's see, Lisa says, I wonder if the suspect has ties to the dumping grounds. Mm.
That's what I was thinking because he tends to, two of the, no, three of the victims ended up in the same spots.
Hi, Para 710.
Hi,
Tim
Para.
says, yeah, it does. Question, you ever did a case called Louis Garab? I'm probably like chopping these words, names. Garabati.
You're fine.
I'm not going to say it, Tim. Who killed 200 kids.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. No. Oh my
No.
goodness.
Yeah, the Long Island Killer, yeah. I've heard of the Long Island Killer. I never looked into the Long Island Killer. There's a lot of killers around these areas. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that one too. Yeah, I've not heard of that one either, Kat. I've not heard of
Yeah.
that one, Tim. In jail, up for parole.
What?
Man, he should be there for ever, ever, ever. Here, guys, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I don't believe in the death penalty because I think it's too easy, and I think they should just be in prison for life with no parole, suffering every single day for what they
Only has
did.
to be a fine of, I
That's
think,
just how I
20K.
feel about it. That's how I feel about it.
Wow. Since he doesn't have 20K, he can't get out of jail. So he can't get out of jail because he doesn't have the 20K.
Well, good.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a complicated last name. See, I have a lot of trouble saying like certain names and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I sound stupid.
I do too. Grandma Sherry asks Columbia. And I'm not going to try to say that last name.
B. Tim is the YouTuber who does
He
true
says
crime.
yes, Columbia. Oh, what, Chris? B Tim is he the YouTuber who does true crime but is in jail? Does he does he do it from jail?
B. Tim, you're not in jail? What?
No, he's saying that he's asking B Tim
Oh, okay. I got confused. Ooh.
if that guy's the. So he does it from jail though? Oh, Aaron's trying to tell me how to say it. Garavito. Thank you, Aaron. No, Tim, he's asking if that guy's the YouTuber, if he's a YouTuber,
Oh, okay.
that Garavito guy. But I mean, they give them iPads and stuff now, not iPads, but tablets in jail now in prison. So maybe it's possible because I know they can have Facebook and stuff because Haley Cummins, um, the case right after Casey Anthony, Haley Cummins, um, little, yeah, Haley Cummins was the little girl. I was thinking that was the stepmom's name. Well, she was the girlfriend at the time. She's got a Facebook, and well, I don't know if she's still in prison, but she was.
Oh wow.
I know, Sleuth Mom. That's what I'm wanting to know.
Yeah, well, a lot of people in jail have
Lisa says that
Instagram.
is Greeno.
No, they haven't caught the River Valley Killer.
Well, Grandma Sherry, there is okay, his name is Anthony Greeno, and he was a YouTuber. He'd mostly done Delphi, and he is in jail right now. But he, um, I don't know what he's doing, to be honest. I quit watching him a long time ago. Um,
Somebody
but
chill.
I don't think he's doing YouTube from jail. I think his girlfriend was doing some videos for him, but I honestly can't say one way or the other because I quit watching him a long time ago.
Sleuth Mom, I think, is considering going to jail. No, just kidding.
Okay, I'm moving down here because I'm missing comments, I think. Well, I didn't either, Tim, if I can call you Tim. Um, but I do know that you can have tablets in there.
They
I don't
show
know
how
if
to
they're
make
monitored
moonshine.
though. You'd think they would monitor them. Can they show how to make moonshine from a toilet in jail? I don't know. I know they can make alcohol in there though. Some with fruit and stuff, I think. In prison. I don't know about jail. I don't know. Sleuth Mom says, "Gosh, so now jail feeds you and still lets you keep up your channel? May have to."
Right?
Nico says, "Greeno going to jail is like the McRib at McDonald's. It comes around." Nico. Oh, Nico's my adopted son, guys, just so you know. He gives us a laugh now and then.
Yeah.
It's me says, who was the last victim of the River Valley Killer?
Oh gosh. 2 seconds and I'll have the answer.
While you're looking for that, Shanda says, yes, his girlfriend was doing things for Greeno because that's how Mel got doxxed.
Jen Borowski. Oh, Jane Borowski. She was 22 and she was pregnant, but she survived. I don't know how she survived all those stab wounds being pregnant.
27, right? Stab
Yeah.
wounds.
Yeah, I've never heard of Greeno either.
Well, he was in the Delphi community, Sleuth Mom. That's how I came on YouTube, the Delphi community, because I'm from here.
She drove to her friend's house and yeah, yep. She definitely was. Let's go back and go through then and look at their slimmer.
Yeah, we could have another live about
Right?
this if you want to.
It'd be interesting if you guys want to.
It
I had
would.
fun on here.
Shanda says Greeno is not a laughing matter.
Oops, sorry.
And Kat says you haven't missed anything but a long nightmare. And then before that, she said she drove to her friend's house and blew the horn. The last victim, Kat.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about Greeno anymore. I don't really want to. I mean, I don't want to. I don't have anything to say about him, good or bad or anything. I mean, I don't want to be part of anything with him.
Yeah, the baby surviving, that was amazing. Oh,
Okay, one last thing. He interviewed me. I don't remember that, Chris, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I was reading that. I was like, huh? Yeah, the last victim gets to me because like the things you do with holding a baby in your belly, like to survive, like just the human survival. You know what I mean? Because she must have been losing so much blood because she was cut in the neck area. If you think about it, that's where you usually lose a lot of blood.
Yeah.
So her survival mode, just like her crisis mode, went right in and to get help.
Scary.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a long time ago. Because, yeah, when I first came to YouTube, I was Delphi Justice
Oh, okay.
because I came here strictly for Delphi. Then
Yeah.
I started doing other cases for cases that didn't get any attention. And I
Did they?
said, I told my followers, shouldn't I change my name?
Right.
And I let them help me decide. And so I changed it to this. And I do want to, you know, I was explaining to PJ's Journey why I don't do cases anymore myself. And so, for those of you who haven't heard, it's because I took a long break, 10 months, and not just because of YouTube drama, but other things going on in my life. But while I did, I was a watcher, and you get a whole different perspective. And I mainly watched Summer Wells. And most of you know how I feel, I think. So when I was deciding on coming back, I thought, how am I going to do this and not be biased or judgmental, or do a case and not, like, without evidence, like somebody may look guilty or I may think this person did it, but everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So how am I going to do this without, being accusatory? I can't. No, I can't, Kat. So that's when I said I just can't do cases anymore. And my followers, and I'm talking about my followers that's been with me since day one, they always enjoyed just doing live chats. So that's what I said I'm going to do when I come back. I kind of want to start doing cases again, but I just don't know how I can do it without, being
Yeah.
that way. So I don't know, but I kind of do want to do a live on the Florifier. Every day I share Becky Patty's Today is the Day for Delphi. And the other night it hit me. Why aren't you sharing something about the Flora girls, the Flora 4? Why aren't you talking about that? They're from the same community. So, well, hey, Sarge, I didn't see you come in. Because when I get talking, I don't see the chat. How have you been?
Could you share that sketch for Sleuth Mom?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You can talk. I mean,
So, I mean, and I can talk about Flora without being judgmental or biased or anything because I don't know. I don't have a suspect in that. And I don't think we, I mean, I think, let me back that up. I do, but I don't have to say anything. I have a theory, I have ideas, but I don't have to talk about that publicly. And I wouldn't. But these girls need attention. Nobody talks about them. Hardly. I mean, I know there's people that are in some groups and they're they've got these conspiracy theories and all that. But I'm talking about just giving the girls some serious attention. Hi, Burden of Proof. How are you?
Hi, Burden of Proof. Hi, Sarge.
So I don't know. That's just something that's been on my heart here for a few days. But
No, I understand. It's hard when you get close to a case. I got really close to Harmony's case. I'm still close to it, so it gets hard.
and then Summer, I mean, that little girl, she's just grabbed my heart. And I do have a suspect in that case, and I have talked publicly, and that's the only time that I have ever put out publicly a suspect. Um, I mean, I've never put one out in Delphi. I've never, uh,
Hi, Red Rock.
and the only reason I did was because this person has put herself out, and she's, I mean, for 13 whole months she has. Hi, Red Rock. But I do want to talk a little bit about, or I at least just want to say, praise the Lord, there's been an arrest in Karina McClurklin's case. And some of you may not know who that is, but that's pretty close to where I live. I mean, it's a skip, hop, and a jump. It's in Howard County, Kokomo, Indiana. Her grandmother, and I say her grandmother because she has been the one fighting so hard to get answers and to get justice for her. There's been an arrest, and he's been charged with murder. And they had a press conference today, and they said they've found some skeletal remains. It sounds like they're hers, but yet he said they have to be identified. So I mean, I want to say they're her, but yet I don't know that it's 100%. Yes, her grandmother lit the Kokomo police department up today at that press conference, and I don't blame her. They treated her like crap this whole time. They didn't even recognize her
Okay.
at all. But I thought she was going to jail. It is her remains who dis. Okay, good. Good. Have I missed anybody coming in? I'm sorry if I have. When I start talking,
Who dis? Who dis came in? How you dis?
I got to put that comment up for a minute because I left a comment up there for a long time. Well, good. They can have some closure now, but
Okay.
her grandmother was treated so bad for 6 years. And I mean, I was watching that press conference, and I mean, I mean, I mean, I was just like, oh, wow, woo. I mean, I was just like, I was just shocked at first, but then I was like, you go, Jerry, go, 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 go.
I'll have to recap that on what did Burden cover that today? Is that what
It's a crying shame.
Hi,
Covered
Ringo.
it, and then yeah,
Okay. I'll have to go watch that because I've been out all day today.
and last night they had Flint's son on, and I was very impressed how they they were very fair and caring across the board, um, to him, because you got to look at, you know, Karina's family is hurting, but Flint's family's hurting too. Um, you know, I mean, and yes, they say there will probably be more arrests coming
Yeah.
soon.
Good.
And who knows where this could lead? I mean, I'm not going to speculate on anything, but I know I got things in my mind rolling around like crazy. So,
Hi, Ringo. He just came in, I think.
welcome, Ringo.
Right? He's been popular lately. Right, and it's not the
So,
whole family's fault. One does wrong. Yep, that's true.
it's not. I mean, unless, unless they knew and they didn't say anything, and then which could, is probably the case with Delphi, At least that's what I think Ellie thinks,
Yeah.
that somebody knows and they're afraid to come forward. But yes, that was a wonderful day. And everybody's probably going to laugh at me. I got a text from my friend. Well, yeah, two friends, but my one friend,
Um,
and I said, I know my phone's been blowing up. I said, but who the heck is this guy? And I guess he's been mentioned all throughout this case. And then today I'm like, in the very beginning, I didn't know that. I did not know this guy has always been, you know, and then I hear what happened in the beginning, that the cops, and I'm thinking, so it took you 6 years and you knew this, and this, and this about this guy? But no, I never, unless my mind is just blank and I have forgotten it somewhere. I do not remember this guy's name during this case. Yes, Karina was so beautiful, so, so beautiful. She was.
that's why I didn't message you because I knew you.
No, but I messaged you.
18. So sad. 18. Kids are so young. Just,
I know. I know. This world is so scary and so evil.
yes.
And, this one person always says, or always said to me, it was just as bad when we were younger. We just didn't know about it because we didn't have the internet and so on. But I just don't believe that. I mean, I
Yeah.
know things happened. I know they did, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't this bad.
Well, the epidemic and everything wasn't as bad. Like everything wasn't as bad as it is now when we were kids. I don't think personally, because I've
Yeah,
seen a lot happen a lot more.
I know burden of proof. I know. And that's what I was like, she did? I don't remember that.
I'll never laugh at you no matter who's crazy.
I know I know burden of proof. That's what but I just don't remember. My mind's just on a blank. But
Mhm.
yeah, everybody thought it was Gabe Ellis. Everybody did, especially this one person.
Satanic Panic. Yeah, I'm doing something on the Satanic Panic actually, because that was a huge thing in what, the 80s? I was born in
Now,
82, so it was a huge thing in the 80s.
now see, I've never heard that about that. So that'll be good. Interesting. Who just says we had newspapers and local TV, no social media, a lot of stuff we just never seen because of the technology. Well, I mean, I know that part is true, but just a lot of stuff that's going on today just didn't, like, we didn't have all these drive-by shootings, we didn't have somebody getting shot every freaking day or stabbed every day, um, all these kidnappings that are we didn't have, we just it just wasn't going on like it is today. Now trafficking, yeah, I imagine that happened back then, but just not, I mean, we just didn't have all these, I mean, look at all these Amber Alerts that are happening every day.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that it's happening every single day now.
I mean, somebody is missing a child, not actually every day, like
Pretty much.
every few minutes around the world.
Right. Ugh. Like every time I look on the, because I share like missing flyers on a group I have, and when I'm checking it out, I'm like, another Amber Alert, another one. This
Yeah,
doesn't.
I'd like to see that one solved. And Lauren. Oh, and speaking of, you know how they talk about in Summer Wells, for those of you that watch Summer Wells,
Hmm.
they bring up that cornbread mafia. And,
Yes.
well, I just know there is such a thing. Now, I don't know if it goes into Tennessee, but I know that does in Kentucky because of the Bardstown.
Oh.
I did that case,
Okay.
and Chasing did that case too, I believe. And others have done that case. There is such a thing as the cornbread mafia. And it doesn't just end in Kentucky. It even there's links to Indiana. And that's where I got a little scared doing that case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I thought it was a made up thing, but I guess not.
No, it is not made up. There is such a thing. And I have seen people comment and say, that's in Kentucky. And they're right, it is.
Hmm.
But something about that did freak Candace out on Dr. Phil. And I do. I believe, and I have from day one, and you can ask Cat Lover right now what I told her as soon as that story broke, what I thought happened to that little girl, and I still do. And yes, I believe Jody Sue's involved, or she. Oh no, no, no! I believe she's involved.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are saying Jody Sue. I've been seeing that around. I try not to touch Summer's case just because there's a lot of drama, but I do like look into it here and there.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, one day I'm like, man, I got to step away. I can't take it anymore.
Oh God, Omegle. I don't allow that in my house at all.
What's going on?
Omegle, it's a social media thing. Like it makes it so you can't see where people's IP addresses and stuff is. And that's where kids are disappearing, like trafficking's going through there and stuff like that.
Tell me again.
Omegle, it makes it so that like the IP addresses can't be tracked and the location doesn't come up where people are at.
Is it an app?
It's I think it's a social media thing on like your computer, I believe. I don't think you can do it on your phone, but it's a scary site. My
Oh,
kids went on it like a long, long, long time ago, and I've banned it from my house forever.
okay. So you have to go on that site on your computer.
Yeah, I looked it up after like my kids mentioned it. I'm like, you guys are never bringing that in my house ever.
Yeah. Well, Tiffany Marie, when she came in here and I told her, when I said thank you for shining light, that's what I was talking about. Um, is she's going over. Well, Squall Tit has all of Jody Sue's videos from before summer and after, but Tiffany's going over a lot of her interviews where she channel hopped and where her even there her stories have changed, her answers have changed, and everything. Um, I mean, for crying out loud, she defends one of the biggest RSOs, the most one of the most dangerous RSOs. Every chance she gets, Frank Light in that holler. Um, I don't know. I don't know. That's she's my number one suspect.
I was just reading chat. I got distracted. Is she
Yeah,
blonde?
and she's attacked. And then if you just ask her a question, she flips out and will just attack you. Like, I mean, that's what she'll do. She'll start making videos about you and attacking you, and then make up lies about you and
Oh,
all this
jeez.
stuff.
Oh
And
yeah, doesn't Lip Lock talk about Jody Sue here and there? I think.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But Lip Lock apologized to her today though,
Oh, okay.
because she body shamed her, and she apologized to her
Hmm.
over that.
I was trying to remember where I initially heard Jody Sue's name, but I've heard her name throughout the community, anyways, with some connected to Summer's case. Jody Sue.
Yeah. I don't know. I just Summer's gotten lost though in all this, really. She has. She really has. Uh I mean, my favorite creator, my all-time favorite creator in the Summerwells community is Chasing.
Yeah.
Um because that's just who I started watching first. And she's just I can't help it. I mean, she just knows how to say it right. I mean, but I've got a lot of I mean, like, I love Shay's Safe Place too, man. That girl cracks me up. I mean, and in a good way. I was rolling last night in bed. I missed her live, and I mean, she doesn't even have to do that much, and she just cracks me up. Um, and but I've got some I like and I watch, but I don't always agree with them. Like, there's Harsh Reality. I like him a lot, but then there's some things I don't agree with him on, like, but if I don't agree with him on something, I just don't comment. Or I may, but I respectfully disagree. I'll leave a respectful comment. Now, I really like John Davis True Crime. I really like him and Brandy. They're the cutest couple.
I
Um,
think I watched them a couple times.
they're hilarious too, man. They crack me up. Um, uh, there's just too many to name, but
Oh, thank you, Chris.
I mean, in the Summer Wells community, there's Duchess, Duchess discussions. Oh, I like her too. Um, she does a lot for the missing though too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just tell you what, I'm subscribed to so many more than I have ever been, ever on YouTube. I can't keep up really. Uh,
Lately I have, but I've been checking out a lot more to just kind of see what's out there.
Now I got to get up here to. I'm missing comments because I've been talking. I'm sorry, guys, in the chat. Let's see. Let me get up here. Shannon Park's case. Yes, Monica. Oh my. That's
Shannon.
been a long time coming, hasn't it?
That name sounds familiar.
It's from Alabama.
Is it a colder case or?
It's a pretty long time, yeah. And I mean, in my opinion, I mean, this is just my opinion, and I don't know, Monica. I believe there's people that know, and they're just not saying, but that's just my opinion. Monica can correct me if she thinks I'm wrong. I've never heard of that site either, Kat, and I don't want to.
No, it's not a good one.
Yeah, Kat, Squall Tit's a sweetheart, and she has been drugged through the mud, and so has Shay, and that's by Crystal Crime Time, but now she's changed her name. And she says, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to just stop. I don't want to associate myself. But then she turns around and does it again. And like she just made a community post the other day or something. And I told her, I said, you created this mess. You started it. And you say you're going to stop. But here you are driving that train again. And she'll delete my comments. Yes, Jody Sue was a blonde. Well, she's a blonde now, Kat. Yes, burden of proof. Chasing is great. Well, Kat, here's the thing about that letter. I don't. Everybody's talking about that letter. I'm with Michelle After Dark on that one. I really am. For one, I know who that. I'm with Michelle After Dark and Lip Lock No More. For one, Tim Mullins is behind it, and so is somebody else. And I know who that person is talking. I just want to know if Dawn knows. I mean, I know it's in cursive now. The other one was in print, so But what Dawn usually signs it, Dawn, not Summer's father, not anything else. He usually signs it Don Wells. So I don't know if he wrote that letter or if somebody wrote it for him. I don't know. I just know Tim needs to take a freaking hike. Candace didn't like him anyway. He did, Kat? What's it called?
Lord.
Fabs for Victoria Martin. Red Rock says. Yeah, I like Lorden. Guys, I'm going down the channel up the comments. Okay, so Monica agreed with me. Peggy Chapel case. I've not heard of that one, Monica. I'll have to look that up.
What was it?
What channel don't you want to hear? Did I say that? I've got short-term memory. What channel don't I want to hear? Oh boy. You'll have to remind me. I don't remember saying that, Kat. Or unless you're talking to somebody else. Yes, burden of proof is a good channel. Hold on a minute. I've been a bad girl. I haven't been dropping channel links. I've been a bad girl. Oh, hold on. I gotta get to YouTube. However, I'm going to start asking my mods to do this for me, but I'll have a private chat with them.
Chris said he'll mod.
You just said earlier you only want to mod for one person, Chris. I think I have enough, though. I was going to rent you earlier, Chris, so you could drop that one link for Lance. Did Lance leave? Cat, you crack me up. Ringo. I was Tim and apparently in another live the other night. Oh, Tim Mullen. He drives me crazy.
I don't
Oh, really?
know him.
Duty Ron.
I don't think I know Tim Mullen. Maybe I do.
He's the media manager for the Wells. But I don't know what happened there because a while back,
Oh yeah, Tim. Yes, I know.
I heard that he wasn't going to be their media manager anymore, and that some person named Dawn was. Dawn, Dawn. Hey, Angel Bear, I see you, honey. You're welcome, Burden of Proof. I mean, that's been a while that I heard that, but I don't know. But yeah, Tim Mullins needs to take a hike. He is.
Oh, I think I'm thinking of that other guy that went and interviewed everybody. But I know who Tim Mullen is now.
Are you thinking of JLR, Jonathan Lee Riches?
Not him, no. I know who he is. That other guy, he went and he interviewed Hunt. Is his name Hunter?
Oh my.
Yeah, him.
Chris Madonna.
Yes.
Sorry if I upset anybody, but
Yeah.
no, I gotta stop. I'm not gonna talk about creators.
No, I know.
Well,
I think
on my last live, I did talk about some creators, and I see I never did that before. I never did, and I don't allow people in my chat to talk about creators. So
Lisa's asking for my link.
Oh, I'll get to it. I'll get it, honey.
I was like, I can't do that. In the Wells case, I'm sick of the interview. The interview room. That's what it's called. Louisiana girl. I removed. Oh, I'm getting confused by comments. I got to keep up with them. My mod, Christy, I thought you were mod for it. You get over here.
There you go. There's PJ's channel. Hi, Louisiana girl.
I removed. Hi, Louisiana girl. Oh, thank you, Louisiana girl.
Yes, Lisa.
Love you too.
I did. And I didn't. I took a different way. I did not take that intersection. I'm doing good. I still hate Lafayette, though. I don't like Lafayette. I mean, the traffic there is horrible, and the crime's horrible. But Kokomo's bad too. Kokomo's probably worse, really.
Oh, yeah, you're in Indiana. I'm like,
Yeah.
did you happen to follow what happened to Mary Anderson? Mary Anderson. I haven't heard any news on Mary Anderson's case. I actually just saw again that Michael Davis or whatever his name is, just them confirming about the police killing him, and that's about it. It's about a girl. I don't know if you know about Mary Anderson. And
No. Now I saw Gray did that last night, and did Burden of Proof do it? I saw some people doing it last night and today, and I was going to go back and watch, but I don't know anything about it, but I was going to check it out.
yeah, she was found deceased. Yeah, I was curious if my daughter was actually related to the guy, the Davis guy. There's a lot of Davises around the New England area.
Oh, so another case I didn't follow, and I don't know if this is the one that Shay's Safe Place had on last night. But I was seeing this case on like bigger channels. Okay, I think Court TV had it on. Is it called Law and Crime or Crime and Law?
Law and Crime Network.
Yeah. Okay, so Shay's Safe Place showed it last night. The girl that put her boyfriend in a suitcase.
Oh my God.
And I don't know how she got him in there, for one. And he was like, I can't breathe. And she'd be like, F you. F you. And he'd say, I can't breathe. She'd say, that's on you. Then the next thing you know, she makes a 911 call, and she tells them, we were playing hide and go seek, and I went upstairs and I fell asleep. 9 hours later, she does this. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then the interrogation was like, I'm like, this girl is freaking delusional. She's nuts. She's like, I mean, she was just, and they had her phone with the video on it. I mean, she handed over her phone. She didn't even try to delete the video first, even though they would still find it, But that's how dumb the chick was.
Oh my God.
Cat.
Playing hide and seek.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. She's like, we were playing hide and seek, and then then she was like saying how much she did for him, helped him, made him a better person, all this stuff. I was like, oh my God. I was just like, oh, I mean, I have thought, I have seen and heard everything.
It just gets crazier and crazier.
Yeah, wasn't it crazy, Monica?
What is Sarah Boone? Burden proof said it was Sarah Boone.
Oh, was that her name? Burden of proof? Because I done forgot. I just, oh, I was telling my husband, I mean, he couldn't sleep because he's off this week because we had our doggies fixed. But so he took the whole week off because he wanted to be home with our babies. But so, but I mean, he couldn't have slept if he wanted to because I was just like, what is wrong with this lady? You know? And then I was laughing some of the time because she just cracks me up because she had Susie up there with her and Susie would drop off and I'll start laughing. I'm sorry, guys. It's just Shay cracks me up because she'd be like, well, where'd you go, honey? Oh, I guess she dropped off. She just cracks me up. She's such a sweetheart and she's so funny. She's a true mountain girl and she's funny. Cat lover, you're so funny.
I'll mail him to you, Chris. But Kansas isn't far enough away to probably overseas somewhere.
Oh, and she said he could have got out because there was a hole where the zipper is. 2 fingers would fit there. He could have got out. That's what she kept telling the cops.
Cat lover, I don't want him. No refund. Send him to Meller Incognito.
Oh my goodness, Cat. Oh, I tell you, I don't know what is wrong with this world. Evil, evil, evil.
I wouldn't do that to my female. I wouldn't do that to my female friends. Is your husband that bad? Here's the kicker. The grandmother is already in prison for murdering the other. What?
Well, no wonder the 17-year-old's so messed up then, probably.
Right?
You should send that to me, Kat.
Did you see the news a few months ago? Somebody arrested for killing his. Wow.
Okay, Lisa. Well, I will too. Well, Kat, does your husband have another dead week this month, or did he only have one? Eli's got one next week. So I'm going to try to come live next week. Well, maybe we can do, if you've got time next week, PJ, we can do what Kat requested.
Yeah, that would be good because I actually was putting all the victims together. Sounds so awful saying that. Victims' names together and comparing them. And that would be kind of cool doing it, like chatting with everybody and doing it.
I would want to say Tuesday, but I don't know if I have a meeting or not. I better just let you know. and then we'll
Yeah.
schedule it.
Yeah, just email me. Let me know. Definitely would be interesting. And if Cat Lover finds anything, I think I have her on Twitter. I'm not sure. Pretty sure.
I used to be on Twitter. I'm not on there anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not on anything except here. I mean, I think I'm still on Instagram, but I'm not active on there.
I try not to be on Twitter.
Gosh, I don't think I can handle much more than Facebook and here.
Mm.
Thank you, Kat.
A
Well,
three-person
I
panel.
have to go be mom, guys. Well, thank you, Louisiana girl. I'm getting ready to sign off too.
Yes.
I think I'll go try to catch up on
Thank you for having
1,000
me on. It was fun.
live. Well, thank you, PJ. I think you've done a great job.
Thank you.
I think you did very good. And like I said, I had not heard of that case. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you again, and it'll be fun to come back next week.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. So, okay, guys. Well, I'm going to sign off. I want to thank you all for coming. And we're going to plan on coming back next week. I may be back sooner for just a live chat. I don't know. I don't know what I've got going on the rest of this week. So I may be back. Watch my community post. And by the way, I do have a Facebook group. It's called Truth and Justice. Truth. Hold on. Let me get the link for you guys. Because I can't remember if it's Truth and or Truth in or. Real quick before I sign out. I used to put it on all my YouTubes, but
Good night, Burden, and thank you, Cat Lover. Nice to meet everybody.
okay, there's the link to my Facebook group, and I always post my YouTubes in there, but check my community posts too. So who knows? Maybe I'll be back this week for just a live chat. But thank you again for coming, everybody, and see you soon.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, PJ.
Good night.